Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Naika. Welcome. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about my emergency cerclage removal. I have to have my book because guys, I'm gonna let you know this right now. When you become pregnant and after you have a baby, you lose all your memory. I think when you're pregnant, woman brain shrinks, and I have to write everything down, just everything down. So yeah, I mean, it's been I can't remember half the stuff sometimes. I can't wait to get my brain back. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait. So yeah, I had to write certain things down because I'm not gonna remember. I don't want to miss pieces and things like that. So as you guys know, I had to get an emergency cerclage, which is an emergency stitch on my cervix, which I talked about in a prior video about how my pregnancy became high risk. And that stitch was put in because my cervix was shortening. So that stitch is supposed to help allow your pregnancy to kind of extend to full term. It gives you a higher chance of, a full term pregnancy, full term baby, or even just getting you far enough, as to where your baby is viable and, you understand, and will survive even if they have a little bit of NICU time. So I had my cerclage put in on the 13th of February, and around that time I was only 21 weeks. So imagine, my baby wasn't even viable yet, nothing like that. So my goal and my aim was, oh my gosh, make it to viability. After I made it to viability, which was around 25, 26 weeks, that's still too early for baby to be born. I was like, all right, make it to at least 30 weeks, right? Because there would be less interventions from the doctors and everything to keep the baby, alive and everything like that. After I made it to 30 weeks, and I was like, all right, even my doctor, she was like, let's get to 32 weeks, right? Let's get to 34 weeks. Let's get to, 35 weeks. So finally I made it to around 35 weeks, and we had to schedule my cerclage removal if I make it to that. So they end up scheduling my cerclage removal for when I was around 37 and a half weeks. And that was June 8th. When you get a cerclage put in, which I think when I explained in the prior video, it is done in the OR, where they have to give you a spinal to numb you from the belly down in order to put the stitch in. For the removal, you don't need to be in the OR. They can do it in the office. So that was like I was freaking out. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, are you going to numb me? They said, no, we don't need to numb you. It's like 1, 2, 3, quick. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, I was like, what do you mean you're going to just take it out? I don't need no medication, nothing like that. That freaked me out. So that was like my anticipation prepping up for this cerclage removal. So I'm 35 weeks, 36 weeks, 37 weeks, I think a couple of days before the removal, because I was 37 and a half. I went in to get blood work done, because if I need to go to the OR, I need to have like certain blood work done, COVID tests, everything of that. So by me saying that, with the OR means when they schedule my appointment for the removal in the office, they also schedule a removal in the OR the same day or the next day in the hospital. Because if they have issues removing the stitch, or it is way too painful to remove it in the office, you have to go to the OR the next day or the same day. They schedule a time frame for you so you can get it taken out. Then they will give you the spinal again to remove it. But most of the time, it can be done in the office, and it is not painful at all. Like, you don't feel anything. So that was like my main thing. I was like, I really hope this is not painful. I really hope that I don't feel nothing, because I can feel my stitch. I felt my stitch because every night I had to put in a progesterone suppository up, you understand, to keep my cervix, strong and intact and tight, so that way it doesn't, loosen and the baby starts to come and everything like that. So because I had to put that pill every single night, I knew exactly where my stitch was. I had my OR date appointment scheduled, which was June 9th. I had my stitch removal scheduled, which was June 8th. So these were my 2 days I was anticipating. I was ready to go. My husband took off work. On June 8th, we went to the office. I got to the office, put me in the room. I'm in the room, I'm getting undressed, I'm all nervous and everything like that. Because I don't know what doctor is doing it, nothing. I know the doctor that put it in, but I don't know who was taking it out. And I don't know if they were going to be gentle, everything like that. So my husband was in the room, they had him in a chair, the nurses and everybody prepped me. So I'm sitting on the chair, and then they got the ultrasound thing to check to see like where the baby is, how low she was, to basically prep for the removal. The doctor walks in. It's the same doctor that put the stitch in. And if you guys saw my prior video, which you gotta go check it out, where with the emergency cerclage placement, I talked about how much I raved that doctor, because she was so gentle, and she literally made me feel comfortable, super comfortable. So for me, when I saw her, that immediate weight of feeling like nervousness just lifted right off of me, because I was like, oh my goodness, this doctor. She's like, I remember you. I was like, you remember me? She go, yeah. I was like, I remember you. And she was like, don't worry. And like I said, her nurses and them was like, she's good. They already prepped me. It was like, she was good. Before I even knew who she was, who was doing it, it's like, don't worry, she's good. She don't play, but she's very gentle. She's thorough. And she's right. They were right. She's been doing it for years. Thorough, gentle, everything. So she came in. She basically took her hands, took the speculum, put it in, and we're looking, and we're like, she's like, I don't see the stitch. She said, I see your water bag though. Your water bag is bulging out. And then she's like, I don't see the stitch. And I'm like, are you serious? So I'm thinking, oh my God, where did this stitch go? Like, the stitch is not supposed to dissolve. They're supposed to be able to see it in order to take it out. So I was just like, OMG. If I stop, I'll be right back, because baby's, I hear baby moving, and she's waking up from her nap. So I was like, OMG, like, what? What do you mean you can't find the stitch? I was like, I know where the stitch is. I just put it in suppository last night. I can see the stitch. Like, I can feel the stitch. So she was like, she took the speculum out. She took her hand and she felt it. She's like, oh, I feel it. She felt the stitch. It was like underneath, kind of like, because baby girl head was like so forward, like sitting right there, with the water bag bulging, that the stitch was like kind of like underneath. So she was like, oh my gosh, like, she took her hands and she felt it, and she had to angle the speculum and put it in a way where she could see the stitch. So finally she cut it in an angle, and she was able to just take it out. Like, it was like nothing. She was like, oh, the stitch is out. I was like, are you serious? That was it? What? Like, it was like so quick, so easy. I didn't feel a thing. I was like, wow. Like, I was like all amped up and worked up about this, But yeah, I was like, OMG, like, that was so easy. Soon as she did that, she was like, but your water bag is bulging. Her fear was that she takes the stitch out, and next thing you know, my water bag breaks. Then we got to go to the hospital right away. So she said, let me just check to see how far you're dilated, because your cervix is open. So she checked me. She see how far I was dilated. Didn't feel a thing. It didn't hurt. Nothing like that. I was 3 to 4 centimeters dilated, and this was June 8th. And I was like, are you serious? Yeah. She goes, yeah. I was like, oh my God, do we have to go to the hospital? Here, my husband, is it go time? Because that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, like, my mind mentally, like, OMG, this is happening. I mean, we already prepped ourselves in terms of like the bag and everything, like, like my hospital bag and stuff was already prepped, because we were anticipating it can happen where you move to cerclage and then you go into labor like a couple hours later or same time, things like that. Like, it depends, and then there's stories where you don't go into labor until like, a few weeks later, so I didn't know what to expect. And because my cervix was already incompetent, I'm thinking like, OMG, like, this is about to go down. And especially because she said I was already 3 to 4 centimeters dilated, I'm like, this is about to go down. So what they did was they took me to another room, put me on a contraction monitor just to see if I'm having regular contractions. If I was having regular contractions, yes, they're going to send me directly to the hospital. So I am like, okay, this is it. You know, I'm sitting in the contraction monitor chilling. She's there kicking everything off. She's kicking the monitor off, everything like that, like, because they strapped everything around me. She's kicking everything off of me. Like, I'm like, girl, we're supposed to be tracking to see contractions, and you over here like kicking all the monitors and stuff. She didn't want anything on her. She did not. She was like, get this off of your belly because it's on me and I don't like it. So it just kept falling off because she just kept kicking it, and the nurses and them was like, oh, we're trying to get a thing. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, the baby's just like, you know, she's just like on her own little accord. Oh, there she is. I'll be back. Right, so finally, you know, she stayed still to an extent where you know, they can actually get a proper like reading on the contractions, and then they came in and they told me that it was too irregular. I was having contractions, but it was too irregular. I didn't even know I was having contractions. I didn't feel nothing. Everything was just like, you know, normal to me. So the doctor approached me, and the doctor was like, I have her over here where I can see her now. In terms of like being that she woke up. So yeah, so the doctor approached me, and the doctor was like, yeah, go home, put your foot up. She said, but I just want you to know that if you do feel like your contractions are getting closer together, you need to go to the hospital right away because your labor is going to be very quick. That baby's just gonna come out. I said, huh? What? But then I asked, I was like, what am I supposed to be feeling for? Because, you know, when you never felt contractions before, you're not really sure. I'm like, what am I supposed to be feeling for? Because I wasn't feeling anything. She's like, you'll know. Trust me. She said, you'll feel that pain and tightness in your back, and then maybe a lot of pressure down there. She said it all depends. And she said some people may feel like extreme tightness in your belly. So I was just like, OMG, okay, no problem. So as soon as me and my husband left the hospital, we went to relax, put our foot up, and you know, we're thinking things are gonna happen. We told like all of our like close family and friends was like, oh, you know, she's 3-4 centimeters dilated, the baby's gonna be coming soon, everything. So we're just like, you know, waiting and anticipating anything was gonna happen. Little did y'all know, your girl lasted another 2.5 weeks. I gave birth at 39.5. Oh, another 2 weeks. Sorry, calculated wrong. Yeah, about 39.5 weeks is when I gave birth. Oh no, or like just 39 in a few days. 39 and 2. Close enough. 39 and 2. I was just like, wow, this little girl did not want to come. My doctor, I saw her at 38 weeks, which is between the 37.5 and the 39-week birth. I saw her at 38 weeks in the office, and she was like, you're still pregnant? She said, when the high-risk doctor called me and told me that you were 3 to 4 centimeters dilated, I called the hospital and told them my patient is coming in. Let me know because I want to be there to deliver her baby. She said, and now here you are in my office. We were cracking jokes. But yes, guys, that was my emergency cerclage removal story. So I just want to let you guys know if you guys are in a position, which I pray that you're not, where you have to get a cerclage put in. You know, my recommendation is, it's scary, but do it. Because, you know, I felt like I would do anything. After you go through this long journey, you know, you would do anything just to ensure that your baby makes it, you know. And it was a smooth process putting in, and then it was so smooth coming out. Like I said, I didn't feel a thing. When they tell you that they'll do it in the doctor's office, you get freaked out. But just from my experience and telling you guys, I didn't feel a thing. But they do have the OR open and ready, so that way if they need to transfer you to the hospital in terms of like schedule an appointment for the hospital for them to take it out that way, that's also available as well. And that's how it really should be done, which I really appreciated that they had that backup, you know. So just be open and transparent. It's less scarier than it may seem. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. That way you get notified anytime I post another video. Bye, guys.
Girl, I see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there. 'Cause everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. 'Cause everyone keep looking like you. I can't take no more.